Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome to Thrones of Britannia. So, for those of you who follow the channel, obviously I did a review on this game a couple of days ago. I'll perhaps put a link to that down in the description below in case you haven't seen it. It's worth checking out. Hopefully it gives you an idea of sort of an overview of the game. But today we're going to be starting sort of a bit of a Let's Play campaign. So it's going to tag alongside our Medieval 2 campaign. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to start playing this, so... let's dig in. I'm going to be playing with Wessex, or the West Saxons, because, I don't know, I've been reading all the Utrecht books recently, so it kind of feels appropriate somehow. With Alfred, so yeah, it's battle to say really, just playing on normal difficulty, normal battle difficulty with all the standard campaign settings, nothing different, just going to see how we get on. So let's start a campaign and get started. Obviously each faction has certain special abilities. The West Saxons get these the fjord, the part-time farmer soldiers, commander auras, and increased melee skill when defending rather than attacking. They also get things apparently they have quite good late-game cavalry, which is interesting. It's always kind of important, I think, in these things. Good late-game units are always the ones that matter, more so than the good early-game units.
Long have the Vikings raided our
lands. Perhaps watch our little introduction.
Prepared us for their great army. For a decade we fought them.
I do like these kind of graphics, like almost like tapestry type drawings. I think they're really cool.
Until finally they were defeated and their great army fled our lands. Now England lies divided. Its old political order,
because obviously some of the Vikings settled and now own Northumbria and East Anglia.
Fought amongst ourselves. Now is the time to unite as England.
Cool. Let's try and unite England then.
England is divided.
Yes, okay, we don't need your advice. We have to eliminate some rebels. Okay. Where are these rebels? Are they the rebels? Okay, do we have an army? We do indeed. What do we have in our army? There's some cavalry, some couple of sort of levy archers, some thanes. I think these are like noblemen, just like sword nobles. Some levy spearmen, and of course Alfred with his elite sword infantry. Cool. Do we know what they have? No, other than one unit of cavalry. Well, let's go straight for the enemy rebels and get stuck into a battle. Oh, look, there's Stonehenge. It's cool. Yeah, okay. Let's hop into a battle. I'll manually fight the battle, see what the combat mechanics are all like. Obviously, Alfred has very high command ability. 10 command. He's still young at this point, only 29. Kill these rebels. One of their units is fairly experienced. Look. Okay, wait for this to load in. Hopefully it should do so fairly quickly. There we go. Okay. Yes, I'm happy with dry weather. Okay, start deployment. Also looks like we're sort of in this forest, hidden a bit.
Enemies beware.
So this is Alfred's unit. Obviously all his sort of royal household guards and everything by the looks of it. And we've got some of the more basic units like the levy spearmen. These are just farmers with sticks, I think, to be honest.
Archers.
I don't think these archers are going to be a lot of use, but they're very well hidden, aren't they? Cool. Okay, well I think we'll just start the battle like this. Where's our horsemen? Are they on the flank? Yeah.
Your mounted troops are swift and powerful, yet will suffer in prolonged engagements with infantry.
Okay, let's start moving forwards. Okay, we don't want that formation. Shut up. We would swords to the front, spears behind. Why are you not doing as you're told? There we go. We'll send our cavalry on a little bit of a scouting mission. So what have these guys got? So it looks like they've got their experienced elites. Sort of all their male warriors. I do love the graphics on this game. These people look so cool. How badass they look. I love the helmets of this period in time as well. Brilliant. They've got some archers there, look, who look fairly ineffective, as well as some cavalry as well. So we're moving up. Hopefully our archers will come into range of theirs soon, because we've got 2 units of archers to their 1, so we should be able to outrange them. Let's actually put these into a command unit.
Yours to command. Archers.
Okay, we're not quite in range of them, but they're going to wander into range shortly, I think.
Death from afar.
So our archers should be able to open fire soon. So they volley away. A few of these seem to have opened fire, but not all of them. Okay, so we're causing... Our general is under attack. Oh, it must be archers. So we're causing some casualties already. Let's move our horsemen round. We might be able to flank these archers. So that the enemy cavalry is on the move. What's that cavalry doing? Is that trying to flank our archers? If it is, we'll push Alfred back and to protect them. No, they're trying to flank Alfred. Seems rash against all these heavy infantry. I wouldn't have thought that's going to pan out very well for them. Actually, change your fire to them, and then we'll send the cavalry against the enemy bowmen. So send these archers to start shooting at the enemy heavy infantry as it charges in against our thanes, and the spears are going against the spears. Good. Let's turn off these guys. Toggle skirmish mode. Are these enemy cavalry dead? Oh no. Okay, keeping the engagement if they're not dead yet. Alfred's taking a few casualties, but not many. And we should be killing those archers quite effectively, which we are. So let's start to come back. We form the archers into some sort of neat formation. How are our thanes getting on against their sort of enemy general's unit? Not too badly. Pretty intense fight down in the middle with the heavy sword infantry. Hopefully our cavalry should now be able to recharge them. It looks, and we can start to bring Alfred's general unit back as well. If we could get these guys to rout, that'd be great. There's still quite a lot of them left though. We did kill a few there by rear-flanking them. Yeah, I found so far in this game that the archers seem to be quite effective compared to previous games. Even like against some of the heavily armoured units. Oh, the enemy general is dead. Oh, that's really killed them off very quickly. Okay, they're routing. Let's just... Well, they're routing already. They should be full retreat. And victory is ours. Might as well just mow down a few of these people. Particularly with our cavalry. It might give them a little bit more unit experience. Because quite a bit of unit experience here. The cavalry are now silver level experience. Kill these guys as they run. Stick it into fast forward. And cool. We'll end it there. Excellent, well that was easily successful, decisive victory. Darn rebels, crushed. We only lost 48 men, and we've basically killed all of them. We only had 16 remaining, hopefully that's enough just to completely destroy that army. Our cavalry turned out to be quite effective. 139 enemy kills, so cavalry are good, worth bearing in mind. And they're dead. We might as well ransom them, frankly, considering that they are dead anyway. Okay. Mission succeeded. Probably gained some internal stability. And it looks like maybe Alfred gained a rank, which he did. So this is one of the other thing, is followers. Wow, he has a lot of character traits. Wow. Basically, followers you can use, it's something that carried over from Warhammer Total War, it seems. You can use basically to improve your general, basically. It's like general upgrades. So you have like loyalty. Obviously there's no point in having loyalty on your king because there's no one to be loyal to. You get quartermaster, you know, his ability, the combat unit of his commander unit, bard, which gives him zeal, or the governance of various provinces. I think we'll probably just go for champion, improve his ability, to be honest.
The men have trained for this.
So, we've got quite a big kingdom as Wessex, and it is fairly daunting at first, I find, to be honest. So, let's just head over to the strategic map. So I think these are our vassals, as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure if these are our vassals. South Saxons, it's Kent, Which is owned by the Kent, and these are the Vikings over here. I think these are Mercians, which are sort of our allies, even if not vassals. And then these are sort of all Viking lands all the way up here. And then I think, I'm not sure if these are like remaining Saxon country as well. Then we've got the Welsh, the Irish, and the Scots, obviously, as you would expect them to be. I'm curious to if these are vassals or not. So look, can we have a look in diplomacy? Oh yeah. So these guys, yes, is a vassal to us. We have military access. These guys are also vassals to us. Oh, and they all pay tribute to us, that's nice. So who else do we have? Can we search by treaty? Oh, we have a lot of vassals. Military access. Oh, so that's a vassal. Kent is a vassal. They're vassals. They're vassals. The independent kingdom of Gwent and South Sussex. South Saxons. Okay, cool. So we've got quite a lot of vassals then. Should give us a reasonable turn income, which it seems to do. How many armies do we field? It's a little bit of a just trying to figure out what's going on. So we've got another army over here, the Wild Hawks. So these, are they a vassal? No, these are Mercians, aren't they? They're not a vassal. But these guys are a vassal. Okay, because we can see their city, we know they're a vassal. I think that's how it works. Yeah, okay, so we get information about the commander and stuff when it's a vassal. Okay, that's cool. So we'll probably leave this army here in Clipham because obviously we're facing off against the Mercians. Although perhaps it seems unlikely the Mercians are going to attack. Maybe the army would be better situated somewhere else. So these aren't vassals. No, they are. They're Kent. Okay, they are a vassal. God, this is complicated. So these are Vikings here, so we've got to watch out for them. I think we'll probably be better situated in Dorchester, maybe. No, they're not vassals, are they? Okay, let's do this one more time. Okay, so everyone blue is a vassal. It's all these. So Mercia is not a vassal. Kent is a vassal. These are obviously enemies. All here. So we'll be better focused on that side of the map. Okay, so let's move the army from Clipsham over across to Dorchester. One thing I noticed, which is a bit unfortunate in this thing, is that they've removed a lot of the stances, so you no longer have like a forced march to get good movement speed, which is kind of a shame, but there we go, what can you do? And they've also removed garrisons in lots of the minor settlements, so you've got to be a bit careful about that as well now. So, Clipsham, we could think about upgrading this, because it gives an increased garrison, particularly now I've not got a unit there. It adds a unit of Thanes, basically, which is kind of useful, isn't it? We've got patrols, which increases the garrison, so it's actually got quite a reasonable garrison, I think. If we look at the details, can we see the garrison details? No. Raise army, building browser, details. There it is. I knew it was around here somewhere. So we get quite a few javelins, axemen, Saxon warriors, a lot of spearmen, and a governor. So probably don't really need to worry about that one too much then, actually. Increasing the patrols doesn't really add much, although it's not very expensive. So we've got that to consider. Also along our frontiers, obviously Dorchester even, which has also got patrols. So we're quite well garrisoned in all our little towns. Evesham seems kind of vulnerable because this is on the province of London, which is owned by the Vikings at the moment, and then it's Kent with Rochester and all that. So we're fairly safe there. So Winchester is our capital. I'm just thinking what we're going to upgrade. We could upgrade our church, or we could upgrade the capital of Winchester. How's our food production looking? Oh, we're quite unhappy in war fever. Fjord contains the right number of levels to build the enemy and arrows. Okay, cool. So our food production is looking pretty good, so we can recruit more armies. We've also got Wareham down in the south. A trading post, well, that's probably worthwhile because that's going to give us an increase in money, and it gives the city a little bit of a boost in monetary income. So let's do that. So we can upgrade Wareham. And then it's basically a case, I guess, just of upgrading all these different things. So we can have pottery, probably worthwhile the cost. And we've basically got land things. Yeah, increase food production and increase money from it as well, so we might as well do that. And then that's running us out of money already, to be honest. You've got a hunting ground. Okay. Increased supplies and food. Seems kind of worthwhile. Or a pasture, which also gives increased food as well. We'll have a hunting ground. Cool. Okay. So we've basically spent our money this turn upgrading already. We've got that army there moving down there. And Alfred is obviously just slowly recovering his unit. So we might as well start to head him a bit further north. Or at least send him over to Winchester. We're kind of safe here really, because we've got our allies, or our vassals over here, and then the mercenaries, which I don't think are going to go to war with us, over there, so they keep us relatively safe. And I think we've just got to really watch out for these guys around here, so probably move one army to Dorchester, and then one army further down to Evesham, even though it's not a capital. You know, I think that's worthwhile, and we can maybe look about going to war and retaking London anyway. So I think I've waffled enough, so let's go into the next turn. I want to try and get our military income up, which will be good, so we get a bit more money per turn and we can start to build more things, etc. There's so many different little mini factions, that's cool. I like it. Eventually it would be kind of cool to start to absorb some of our vassals. I don't know if that's a mechanic that's available in the game. We'll have a look next turn. So, mission issued. Eliminate East Angle. Okay, well we do want to do that, which is sort of what I was thinking anyway, so I don't think that's a bad thing, which is obviously London and these guys up here. Quite a lot of them. We've quite a lot to take, but we could at least declare war and try and take London back. Which is obviously what we're doing because we're starting to move our armies towards that sort of goal. So let's get this army over to Dorchester. And garrison that city there. Yeah. And where is Alfred? He's down here. He should slowly be healing his units, which it looks like he is. So we're just going to keep marching towards Evesham. Like that. Okay, cool. Looking good. I don't think we can recruit until it's a city. We could recruit some more units next turn, but I just don't think it's worth it. Looks like a few of our governors have gained a level, so we might as well upgrade their scribe, I find, because it gives increased gold for the local province and +1 governance, so it's kind of useful. And you can see the military increase it gives. This guy's a general though, not a commander, so he's probably worthwhile doing other things. What is his loyalty like? Pretty good. So it's command movement range. Pillage. Not particularly useful. Forager, unit replacement, bard, scribe, or it's the command. Well, we'll have command because +1 command is always a good thing. And with him being a general, he might as well. Okay. So what, we've got a little bit more money to spend probably. What are we going to upgrade? I'm mostly just going to be upgrading these sort of things. There's quite a lot of happiness here, so it seems okay to be able to upgrade the salt pits. Not too much problem. Beach trader. +4% trade faction wide. Well, that seems like a worthwhile investment, so we'll keep investing in that. Our per turn income is going up slightly, so we're looking good. So I think next turn. Hopefully our war fever will slowly start to drop. So obviously we've been at war for a while now, but before the game starts, so I guess that's why it starts off pretty high. We'll see. I don't know if that's directly affected by just being at war, or if it's just by fighting battles that it goes up.
My reputation
Okay.
grows.
So a couple of people have gone to war. No one that I really care about, by the looks of it. And a governor has leveled up, so we'll add him again to scribe because there's a slight increase to our money, so that's good. What else have we got to do? We're moving Alfred over to Evesham, which he's doing. Obviously it's a shame things take such a long time to move. That's my biggest disappointment with this game. I wish they still had forced march. It would be such an improvement. Maybe we should look to start to increase the ranks of this army very slightly. It's got pretty crappy units at the moment. It's just got some of the levy spearmen and levy archers. Maybe we should have some improved warriors, that sort of thing. So we've got Thanes, or the slightly worse Saxon warriors. So we've got some long axemen. Some of the basic archers. We haven't got the ability to do the other archers yet. javelin men, and then there's some other horsemen. So I think we'll have 1 unit of Saxon warriors and probably 1 unit of scout horsemen. Obviously, with the way this game works, it takes time for people to recruit. They don't just recruit full strength units, they recruit at low strength, and it takes time to gather them in to sort of staff these garrisons. It's kind of how it works, but it's kind of cool, I think. Let's try more food. Should we upgrade that? No, it's probably not worth it. I'd rather spend my money upgrading the various farms and things like that. Obviously, we'll focus probably around Winchester and Hampshire because it's a pretty good source of income around here, and it should be pretty safe being right like at the back part of the map. So reverse upgrading over here. Lots of stuff to upgrade over here, although it's just income for the church, which we're not really that bothered about. Okay, cool. I think next turn. Our War Fevers looks like it's slowly going down as well, which is a good thing. Oh, we've been invaded by the East Anglians. The Vikings already. Look, it looks like they've just gone straight to Evesham. Have they destroyed the city? Or the town? Okay, well we knew war was going to be coming. I didn't realise it's going to be coming quite that quickly. So we'll wait till our turn. It'd be good if they hadn't quite reached it in time. Our War Fever is starting to drop now a reasonable amount, but I don't think that's really going to help us because Evesham is about to be taken by this army here. So where's Alfred? Well, he can at least start to move up. We're not going to take that in time. We could move our newly recruited army up against London, or are we going to wait for time? Let's recruit some more units actually and just play the long game. Pretty cheap to maintain the spearmen, so we'll have a couple of units of them. We'll have another unit of Saxon warriors. Another unit of archers? Yeah. Okay, so we're making that to quite a large army now. Spent a good amount of money. Obviously, Alfred can't spend his money until he reaches here. So we're probably going to spend Alfred against this army here, and then move this army here against London. Try and capture the main city, because that would be pretty good, and it would give us a choke point against sort of the other territories. It's like another governor has gained another rank, so we can again add him as a scribe. We've got we've got a good amount of money, so we can start to upgrade some of the other buildings. And that is being upgraded already. A lead mine. It causes unhappiness. It gives quite an increase in construction costs. Or fruit trees, which give happiness. And we'll have some fruit trees then. Anything else we can afford to upgrade? Doesn't look like it. Oh no, we can have a pottery. Okay, let's do that. So it looks like we're just at war with the Wom. With these guys here, the East Angles. So they're quite a large territory. But we're going to be moving in against London here, and then maybe if we can capture London. I think Tilburg is also part of the London region. No, it's not actually. But these all are. So if we can capture that, that'll be pretty cool. But other than that, not a lot to do this turn, so let's just push straight into the next turn. Our food supply should be looking pretty good now. Looks like the enemy army has retreated already, actually. Which is good considering we're supposedly at war with them. I assume that was a declaration of war, and not just a raid. I don't know if you can raid without going to war. That's something I don't know about yet. A fleet of Viking raiders has arrived south of Britannia. God. Okay, so we've got that to deal with as well. Well, we have some vassals who may be able to help us. These are obviously the South Saxons, who should be able to defend that bit of territory at least. How do we check for war? We get to see all our provinces. Oh yeah, middle. Okay. Food production is actually coming down because of the amount of units we're recruiting. Yeah, I wanted to look to see our two armies. No, diplomacy with the East Angles. Are we actually technically at war? I don't think we are.
My time is precious. Do not waste it.
Yeah, we're not actually technically at war with them. Well, we'll soon will be. I'm going to invade them if they don't want to do it to us. So Alfred has also gained a rank, probably for marching around. So I think we're just going to continue this. Probably gives him command. Or should we do quartermaster for campaign movement speed? Actually, let's do that. It's always useful. And we'll move Alfred up to Evesham as was the original plan. I don't think he's going to quite make it that turn, is he? No, not quite. Next turn he'll be able to get enough to get into Evesham. And from there we can think about staging our campaign against London. Dorchester, I probably am going to increase the patrols. Well, that gives us one more Saxon warriors. And that adds a Thane. That adds a recruitment chance. We'll probably actually add the Great Hall. They cost more, but in the long run I think it's probably a better upgrade. Is there anything else around here that can be upgraded cheaply? Doesn't look like it. I think everything we can upgrade is being upgraded. Apart from Evesham. But I don't really want to spend money on such a dangerous region that's likely to get raided at any time. So we'll hang on there for the moment. Some other people have got upgrades as well. Governor. So obviously we're just going to use things like the scribe upgrades and stuff for these just to give them an increase. Oh, this is the general. Well, we'll give him more commanding, I think. And another governor. We can make him a scribe. It's because I think the reason we're getting so many upgrades is because the Saxons get +5 general experience per turn as one of their base faction-wide abilities. So it looks like they just continue slowly growing all the allied generals and stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, +5 XP for generals per turn. Cool, I think that's the end of this one. Let's move on to the next turn. I'm a bit worried about that Viking raiding army. Because if that turns up in the south, we've got no army really down there to counter them because all our forces are stationed around the London campaign. Which could be an issue for us, but we shall see. Right, wait for this one to complete. We could recruit a third army, I suppose, maybe a home army. Maybe that would be a wise course of action. Our military is on the increase. And the East Angles are, engaged in wars elsewhere.
The men have trained for
So maybe this is the right time to go to war. I begin to think it is. In the meantime, we've got quite a few buildings we can construct. So let's start doing some of that. And then maybe think about recruiting a home army in Winchester. Where's the most vulnerable settlement? I guess Winchester's here is kind of vulnerable. Or Wareham down here, which is kind of exposed on the coast a little bit. What's more likely to get raided? Either way, it's going to take quite a long time to get from either one. Wareham is actually being upgraded to the market, which will give increased garrison, which is probably not a bad thing. So we'll probably hang on and leave that one and actually perhaps recruit a small army in Winchester. So what are our options? Minus 50% upkeep cost for sword and axe infantry. Well, since we're going to be a home garrison unit, that sounds like a worthwhile addition. I'll garrison you straight in Winchester, and we'll just recruit a few light units. So it only costs 88 per turn to have these guys. Obviously, it's costing me a bit of food recruiting these guys, but we'll recruit that basically. It's just going to be a small army. It shouldn't cost us too much to maintain, which actually it doesn't, only a couple of hundred, and that's just going to garrison at Winchester. At least that's a reactionary force if they try and invade Isle of Wight or not sure where that's supposed to be. Southampton. Okay, so let's start our London campaign. Are these guys sort of upgraded? No, not quite, so we're going to need a bit more time for them to get fully upgraded first. Okay, well we'll hang on for a little bit longer. We'll get Alfred into Evesham. Or should we just go for it? How long is it going to take these guys to get over to London? A fair while. Let's give it a turn. We'll give it a turn. And then do it. Yeah, next turn. Okay, next turn. And the next turn, I think we shall invade London. That's the plan anyway. We can start our reconquest of Britain. Probably need to worry a bit because obviously if we start getting Viking armies landing, that's going to cause us a lot of trouble. Nearly over. Oh, I was also going to look to see if I can incorporate any of my vassals. War fever has increased. Oh, okay, because it's slowly on the improvement.
Put your finest
Technologies are now available. Woohoo! So what technologies have we got? Trade. So obviously, with the way this technology tree works, it's now limited behind certain fulfillment criteria. So, for example, you can't research improved melee units like Royal Thanes if you have never recruited any sword or axe units. You know, you can't get better at siege warfare if you've never fought any siege battles. It's kind of a cool little way it works. I like it. So yeah, let's do this. Which enables the construction of taverns. Seems like a worthwhile technology to me.
The men have trained for this.
So these guys aren't still not fully upgraded. But I think I'm just going to go to war anyway.
The men are ready to serve.
Let's do it.
Such an action would surely lead to war.
Yes,
Proceed
declare
with
war.
course of action.
So there, we've got all our allies, obviously. Kent don't really like us very much, but hopefully most of them will join us. And they've only got one ally, one vassal. These are just all my vassals. So yeah, let's accept that.
Our folk will not take this line down.
Let battle commence.
The settlement
And
has
start
been
to lay
surrounded,
siege.
and your men are eager for battle.
So there,
Yet
most of
the
their
enemy
things,
city is fortified. Weapons will be
spears,
needed to bring
and a
down
few
the
archers.
Prepare
So
for a long
let's
siege.
build. How does it give a labour force cost? The amount of labour you can use this turn to construct siege engines. So we'll probably have, yeah, we'll have 2 lots of battering rams, and then we shall maintain the siege. And then momentarily we can bring over the army from Dorchester if things start to heat up a little bit, or we can just send them against some of the lighter cities that are dotted around. We've got potentially a few armies to face up against. We'll give these one more turn. They'll start to get a bit more upgraded, and a bit more staffed, as it were. So what's our financial situation looking like? Looking pretty good. Most of these things are getting upgraded. So let's get the rest of these upgraded, I think. Wareham should now be the next level, which it is. So it gives it a bit more of a decent garrison. We could now add patrols, which will give it a really strong garrison. There's a tavern, which gives it quite an increase. Or other things. Ooh, quite a tough one. Or we could just upgrade its market, which gives an increase to trading, which is obviously good faction-wide. It gives a 15% faction-wide trade bonus, which is actually quite high. And it gives a slight increase, does it in the garrison? Yeah, as another unit of javelin men. So let's go for that. Because that's always a worthwhile upgrade, even though it's going to take us 8 turns. I think that's worthwhile doing. Obviously got our home army in Winchester. And I think that's good. We'll see what turns up the next turn in terms of an enemy army. Yeah. Okay, next turn. War fever may start to go back up again now, I guess, because we're now fighting a siege against London. So we'll see. It'd be quite cool to capture London. It'll be quite a powerful city to have, I think. Plus, we have the the surrounding provincial minor settlements, so we might as well try and get the big one as well. So wait for this turn to end. It doesn't look like the East Anglians did anything in their turn that was visible to us. It didn't look like they turned up or anything like that. A small faction was destroyed.
Your characters has become questionable. Take steps to improve their devotion to your cause, else they may break from your rule entirely and instigate a civil war.
Okay, so it looks like we're having a disloyalty problem. Who is disloyal? How do we find that out? So we get disloyalty from Ethel Hun. Is he actually doing anything? Has he actually got a position? Ethel Hun, no. He's just very disloyal. Oh, so we can put him in an official position. It's going to give him command as well. It's going to give him some loyalty. So let's make him a chamberlain. Oh, he kicks him out if you. Well, should we just kill him? Can we just kill him? Oh, adopt. Secure loyalty. Costs 1750. Wow. Or we can have him killed. So let's try not to kill everyone quite yet. We've secured his loyalty. Okay, cool. Well, at least that's sorted him out for now. Okay, well, hopefully it should be fine. So, oh, Ethelhunds. Oh, he's also got. Sorry, I didn't realise he'd also unlocked a ability. So I think there's a loyalty one in here somewhere, isn't there? Yes, priest. That's one loyalty. So that's looking good. That's sorted things out a little bit more. So he's a little bit more loyal now, hopefully. Looks like we might have more technologies unlocked as well, looking from the thing. Although no more military ones. This looks like it's trade-based ones. Although I can't say anything. Perhaps just showing 2 more turns till the technology is completed. There is estates in this game. So estates basically work by dishing out to different people who control them. So my understanding is which people control different states. Oh, it's controlled by 2 people. I see. So you can probably issue states to various different people as time goes on. Okay. Well, we'll continue our siege of London. That seems to be going quite well. I think we're going to move over our army from Dorchester. I don't necessarily want to trespass over these people and upset them if I can help it, but then I don't think I've got a lot of choice.
The men are ready to serve.
Yes, I'm now trespassing, which is probably going to cause me issues. So yeah, our army is at full strength, but it's certainly more up to strength than it was. And we'll probably upgrade our patrols out of Dorchester. Make them a bit stronger. We're still on a good food surplus. I don't think that's really a problem for us at the moment. And we're continually upgrading our farms, so that should be okay. And I think we'll probably end this first episode here, since that seems like a good starting point. And I'm getting really hot. So, I think, yeah, we'll end this episode here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this first one. Yeah, it seems like quite a promising game to me. As I say, if you saw the review, you'll see, because I've been playing actually as the East Angles for quite a bit in a previous campaign, and I've been enjoying that, but I wanted to start a fresh one for the Let's Play, so that's why we're starting with the West Saxons. Yeah, pretty good fun. Hopefully next turn we'll get to play a siege battle against London in the next episode, so that's something to look forward to. So thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I shall see you all on the next episode. Thanks, guys. See you later.